Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and I hope 2024 has gotten off to a good start for you. In front of me are the Spellbinders January 2024 club kits. I don't get them all, but I'll show you what I'll be crafting with this month. And I do want to actually, before I show the various different club kits that I get, I don't always talk about the club kits and what it's all about. So, being that this is the first month of the year, maybe it's a good time to actually give a little bit of a refresher on the club memberships in general. I'll leave a link to everything in the description box below if you want to read up on all of the details. But basically, the gist of it is this: Spellbinders releases a lot of different products as a monthly subscription, and you can sign up to receive them automatically each month. The enrollment period for a new subscriber is January 6th through the 27th. So that's the window that you have if you are not an existing Spellbinders Club Kit subscriber. You can start subscribing to the current month's clubs between the 6th and the 27th. The existing members have little bit of a window because on the first of the month is when Spellbinders reveals the clubs, and that way you can actually see what all is coming out for all of the different clubs. And there are several, I think there's 10, maybe more. And that way you can decide if you want to add a club, remove a club based on what's coming in the current month. So from the 1st to the 5th is a preview period for current club members, and that sort of gives you early access and first dibs on securing a club kit so that you can make sure that you're going to get it this month. And it's hard to really tell if sometimes these club kits are really, really popular and they sell out and they don't always get restocked. Sometimes they do get restocked, so you just never know, really. And so as one of the benefits to being a club subscriber is that you do have that early window, the 1st through the 5th, to change your membership if you'd like. Managing your subscription is really easy. You can just do that online, and when you sign up, you don't have to sign a contract or anything. You can cancel anytime, including the following month. So don't worry about getting locked into anything at all. Also, if you do subscribe, there's kind of like a good benefit to it, just in the sense that if it is something that you want, you're gonna get it at a lower price than if you were to wait until when it gets released for general purchase, which is not until the 10th of the following month. So for example, after the enrollment period ends on the 27th, you won't be able to purchase this until the 10th of February. That's when it'll hit the website and you can start shopping past club kits. So there's that. And when it does hit the website on the 10th, it's going to be a lot higher of a price than what you pay as a club member. As well, you're not going to get the free shipping that you do get as a club member. So if you do sign up for the monthly subscription plan, then you're getting it at a discount and you're getting free shipping on top of that. So there's some good cost benefits to subscribing as or signing up as a subscriber, because not only are you getting it at a lower price, but you're not having to pay any shipping as well. And also, if you check out the Value Club, it's hugely discounted. The big sort of kit and caboodle one that is like basically all of the club kits, I think it's something like 60% off, which is a phenomenal deal. So you can read more about the clubs if you'd like. I haven't given all of the perks and the benefits. Oh, but I do want to mention there's actually one new thing that is a new perk for club members starting in 2024, and that is that usually Spellbinders releases their other products, their monthly club kit products, on the 10th of the month, but club members actually get to shop early, and you're going to be able to start purchasing new releases on the 6th of the month ahead of the general public. So I think that's a pretty cool perk. And again, some of those releases sell out really fast. And so if you have the sense that something is going to be hugely popular and you want to really make sure that you get it, start checking the website on the 6th of the month. Spellbinders always does a coming soon section about, I think, even a full month before the release. So while you won't see project inspiration from content creators like myself, you will actually be able to see some inspiration, especially the ones that they create for the packaging and for Spellbinders marketing, and you'll see what products are coming up. So it's a great way to see what's coming down the pipe, and on the 6th of the month you can actually start purchasing now, starting this year if you are a club member. Okay, so what did I get? Let me go through them each one by one. And I have the clear stamp of the month, which does come with the coordinating dies if you'd like. And this one's really interesting because of the dies that you actually get. So you've got this beautiful sort of a half frame. So if you wanted, you could stamp this at the top, rotate it, and stamp it again at the bottom. And everything's got this really lovely bee themed. There's a honey pot. There's some individual bees here. And there are some bee punny kind of sentiments. And so those are really, really wonderful. But the dies are interesting because you have a die for each of these individual items that you see here. So the 2 individual bees, the honey pot, the sentiments even have dies. Those have some dies, 3 of them anyways. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So not all of them. But what's cool is that so you might notice, why isn't there like a really big die that would cut out this frame? Instead, and I kind of like this, instead what we have are separate dies. This is one of the bee dies, which will die cut out that bee from this design. Then you have these 2, which I was able to line up with 2 sprays here. I can take one of them out and show you. So this one lines up with that. So it actually will kind of partially cut out different areas of this sort of frame, floral frame. And there's a second die that cuts out the mirror of that. There's a die that cuts out the bee, like I mentioned. And there's a die that cuts out this individual flower, which is the same as that little flower too. So you could just stamp this and die cut these top elements here individually if you wanted. So I think that's really cool because you can kind of use these as separate elements on your card design if you wanted, to just use that spray by itself. Or I like that the bees that they have are oriented different, and so like this is the top down, and then these 2 bees are facing different ways, so it really helps you to kind of the way I like to use these. Sometimes if I am pushing my focal image off to one side, let's say the right side, if I'm using like a critter or a character, I often prefer for it to be looking towards the center of the card. So by having a bee that's facing left and a bee that's facing right, that means that I have some options. If I'm pushing my focal design more towards the left, then I can have a bee that's facing towards the right. And the mirror of that, if I'm trying to push a design a little bit off center towards the right, then I can have a bee that is facing towards the left, so that it's looking towards the center of the card. So I really, really love that. Kind of interesting, and I like how they've done that where the coordinating die doesn't cut out the whole thing, which kind of makes sense because I think if you're going to use everything, I'm at least more likely to use it as a stamped frame, but and so I wouldn't necessarily want to kind of cut out the whole thing. I would probably be using it as a flat card in that sense. So so there's that. The large die of the month. Check this out. Look how big that jar is. It's huge. So this beauty is 5 inches tall and nearly 4¼ wide. So you could definitely make maybe a shaped card with this. It can definitely be a focal point on a larger card. Maybe a 5x7 would be beautiful because this would very nearly take up an entire A2 card. And what's great about this is look at all that detail. There's like some deboss detailing of the kind of the ridges at the top where you would screw on the lid. Then you've got, let's say if this was you know how like jam jars sometimes have that cloth on the top? So you kind of have that look here with that piece, and lots of floral elements to use to decorate this with. But then you can actually go further and create a little bit of a scene inside the honey pot. And so this die, it's one die, but it cuts out different you can almost think of it as like blocking. So you've got the bottom block, you have this, which would be kind of the surface of the honey inside, so you could cut that out from a different color, and then you have the top portion of the honey pot. But you've also got, this would be the string, the twine, the ribbon, etc., and that would be the bow that you would tie around the lid. So you have that element. There are some more florals, and there's even a layered bee. So that would be the bottom layer with the wings, and then you have this layer here with the striping that you would put over. And there's a cute little tag here as well that says hi bee. So really, really cute. You could probably, there's a hole through there, so you could probably kind of thread that through, you know, the string here. Lots of really fun elements, lots of florals that you can layer up as well. And sometimes different club kits will have like add-ons to them, and so this month the large die of the month has this add-on. It's one of those, I think there's a name to it, but I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of those sort of honey sticks. So there's like a this would have ridges, and these would cut out all of that the ridge details, and then you've got like dripping honey, which you could just put kind of on the side of the jar too. It's kind of nice, but you could have it just dripping off of this sort of like a honey, I don't think it's a spoon, but it does have that sort of faux wood handle look to it with that deboss detailing there. So I think that's really fun. It's a really cute add-on, and obviously it's scaled perfectly to work with this. So really, really cute. You could definitely use them together or separately if you wanted to just use that on its own. So that's the large die of the month with the add-on that goes, is coordinated to go with it. Then the small die of the month has some beautiful flowers and foliage, as well as, check it out, look at these cute little birds. So it's 2 layers. You've got the bottom layer, and then you can have the bird's feathers on the body look a little bit different than on the face. And again, I love that they're facing each other, so if you use them together in a scene, they can be facing each other. But if you're using them individually, then you can choose to kind of put your focal area wherever you'd like on your card. And if you're like me and you like to have your characters and your critters sort of face towards the center of your card, then you've got those options there. Really, really love that. Then we have the glimmer of the month, and look how big this glimmer plate is. It's gorgeous and really large. So this definitely would take up an entire card front. And let's see, if I just measure this way, it's about 5.5 from here to the very tip there. And if I measure here, this is wider than 4.25. So you could stretch this to fill your entire A2 card front. And it's just a really gorgeous large flower with some foliage. There's 2 sentiment glimmer plates, thanks, and for you. And the stencil of the month, which is a recent club kit as of December, is a layered stencil set that actually coordinates with this. So if I place this on here, you'll be able to actually line this up and actually use the stencil to color up your glimmer design. So you can see that lines up with some of the branches and 4 of the petals. Then that's stencil number 1, and they are numbered on the stencil itself. You can kind of see it there. This does have a sentiment that you can use, but you could also mask that off if you wanted. And this will stencil up a different set of petals. And so when these stack, you can kind of see how they're overlapping a little, but they are lined up to cover all of the petals here. And this gives you sort of the inner detailing of the flower, but as well you get another sentiment that you can stencil onto your card, which is actually pretty cool that you can stencil your sentiment, not just stamp or glimmer it. So I like that as an option. And then there are the additional stencils number 4 and 5 will cover the various different leaves. So this has the leaves on the side here, like that. So you can see how that lines up perfectly. So really, really cool, great, easy way, fast way to actually color in your glimmer plates. So the stencil of the month, you could see this would work perfectly on its own as well. And but if you wanted, you could combine it and use it with the glimmer of the month. So I love that they've been designed to work together, but even without the glimmer, you could use that set of stencils, and there's 5 of them, and that would give you everything, including a couple of sentiments to use along with it. So that's the glimmer of the month and the stencil of the month. Then check this out, we have the better press of the month. This one is called Poppy Greetings. It's got that gorgeous flower, which is really, really lovely, and 2 beautiful sentiments in that sort of brush lettering, thank you and best wishes. So those are separate so that you can kind of place them anywhere you'd like on your card design. And I also get the 3D embossing folder of the month. This is gorgeous. Look at those florals. And it's not repeating, so I love that it's completely unique, every portion of this. I do think that there's a very clear direction to this. It does go this way. If you know me, you probably know that I tend to like these folders, the folders where it's non-directional. That way I can actually emboss 2 A2 panels and use them. But what is great about a design like this is that, man, there's just so much to look at here. And so it's really nice to be able, if you are like me and you tend to make smaller size cards, it is kind of nice to be able to pick and choose, exactly what parts of the design you would like. So for example, here's a A2, just a card panel. And so if you wanted to really make sure that you've got this flower in this location, then you can push your card more towards there. If you prefer your flower to be visible up here, then you've got that as an option, and you can push your panel closer here, and maybe this area you're going to add something else, and that way that can really stay unobstructed. And there's a flower down here too, so if you prefer to have your flower just as an added extra little detail, you can push that more towards the bottom down here if you wanted to focus other elements of your card more in that area up there. So I do appreciate designs like these for that reason, because it's not repeating and you can really pick and choose any area of this and it would be gorgeous. And I love the flexibility of being able to actually since I do tend to make A2 size cards, being able to kind of pick where, what aspects of the design I want to really preserve and still be visible on my card, especially after adding other elements to it. So I really, really love that. And last but not least is the wax seal of the month. So often the better press and the wax seal come after, but I'm excited that I can actually share them in my unboxing. And this one I really love. It says "Made with Love." This is the perfect one to kind of seal envelopes with, because it's such a really nice sentiment. You can add that with anything, really. If you bake goodies and package them yourself, you can always add a seal like this. If you I was just thinking of roasting some coffee to give away as a gift. And so, if you roast coffee yourself at home and you want to give that, then just adding this to, the closure would be wonderful, or adding this to a tag, when you're giving out handmade gifts and whatnot. That's really, really lovely, the made with love sentiment. And I just love the design of it too. I like that it's got that border around that. Last but not least is the wax seal of the month. This one is really versatile. It is made with love, which I think is just perfect for not just card making, but if you do gift handmade gifts, then it's great for those too. If you kind of package up your own baked goodies, or if you like to knit or crochet and you make items like that to give away, or if you sell handmade gifts, I think adding this little seal as part of the tag or as part of the packaging is really cool. So I love that. And it's great to seal an envelope with too. And so there's lots of uses for that, and really, really lovely. The lettering is large too, so it does go all the way to the edges, which is beautiful. So love that scripty font as well. So that is the wax seal club. I always forget to mention this. With the wax seal of the month and the glimmer of the month, you do get a random, in the case of the wax seal, a random pack of wax seal beads, and in the case of the glimmer of the month, a random roll of glimmer hot foil. and it's full size too. It's not like a little sampler pack of each. It's a full roll of hot foil and a full packet of wax seals. And I just don't always remember to show it, but that does come included if you are signed up as a club member. When you buy these, when they go on sale individually after the subscription enrollment period is over, it doesn't come with that. So that's also another benefit for these two, especially since, there are some additional consumables that you would need to work with these products. So the wax seal beads and the hot foil roll, you'll get one package with your club kit, and I think it's a random color. So so that's kind of nice. You're always going to be kind of replenishing those consumables if you are signed up as a club member for either of those kits. Those are the various different kits that I will be working with this month, and I do already have my flip video out, which is where I craft with some portion of these kits to create at least one flat, one layered, one interactive, and one pop-up card. So I'll link to that at the end of this video. And as always, I link all of my videos where I craft with Spellbinders products in my Spellbinders playlist. So that'll be at the end of this video too. Thanks so much, and I appreciate you for checking out this video. If you do shop my affiliate links, thank you so much. I do get a small commission if you do use my links, and it comes at no additional cost to you. So I always appreciate your support in that way, especially since I know there are a lot of other content creators here on YouTube and on Instagram and Facebook. So thank you so much. And until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.